16. Welcome to Stories I Ate This Month. Stories I Ate This Month. Another month has passed. More stories have been devoured. So it's the end of May. I'm currently in Jersey for BEA and BookCon, so I'm just gonna assume I'm not gonna finish any more things this month. I read 3 books. I saw 7 films. I ate a lot of stories. We got lots to talk about. Let's jump right into it.
Off the hook, but the phone never rang.
The first book I ate is our Booksplosion May 2017 Book of the Month. This month we were working with Random House, and we read Windfall by Jennifer E. Smith. It's a contemporary book. It's about this girl and her best guy friend, and she's developed feelings for this guy friend, and it's his 18th birthday, and for that birthday she gets him a lottery ticket, because when you're 18 you can buy lottery tickets. What do you freaking know? He wins the forkin' lottery. They all get caught up in this lottery whirlwind. It's about what it does to their relationship and what it does to each of them. I was just really impressed with the character growth in this book. I was so pleasantly surprised by it. I was expecting it to kind of be like super light and fluffy, but it really hit me in a lot of places. Like, she's in her senior year, she's applying to colleges, and she's waiting to hear back, and our lead character actually has lost both of her parents, and she lives with her aunt and uncle and her cousin. I really loved the family aspect of the book. There was so much more to it than what was going on between her and her best friend Teddy, who had won the lottery. Each and every one of the characters was distinct and interesting. It was so easy to read. I flew through it. I actually listened to the audiobook. P.S. If you don't know, I'm an Audible affiliate. If you use my link in the description below, you can get your first audiobook for free. Windfall was such an easy listen, and I found myself, like, I thought I was gonna have to be like, okay, time to listen to my audiobook, but I found myself like, I want to listen to my audiobook like everywhere. I had it on everywhere I was. And I was so productive. I'm always so productive when I'm listening to a good audiobook because I want to listen to it more. So I find different things to do around the house, like cleaning, or, oh, I should go run these errands, and I can listen. Like, I really enjoyed it. I finished it super quick. I'd give Windfall a 92%. It was so much more than I thought it was gonna be. The next film I watched was the first week of May on my plane ride home from Europe. BT dubs, if you haven't watched my Storytime video, y'all should hit that up. It's called The Fancy Famous Murder Train. I'll leave the link in the description for that if you're interested. So on the plane, I saw that they had the film Jackie. I looked at the title and realized I really don't know anything about Jackie O, who, if you don't know, was JFK's wife. And it's this really interesting look at what happened after JFK was assassinated. It's just like, I've never thought of things from her point of view. It didn't arc like a typical film. Like, it starts after she's moved out of the White House. This reporter shows up who she invited to get the real story from her. There's been so much media surrounding her since the incident, and all of it has been very negative. She just wants people to see the narrative from her perspective. And I'm really glad I watched it. I'd give them a good B+ just because it didn't feel like a film. So the next book I read this month was Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. This is the second book in her Dark Artifices trilogy. Definitely read it if you haven't yet. It was fantastic. It gets an A+ from me. I have a huge book talk about it, so I'm not going to discuss it here. There's a link in the description if you want to discuss this baby in detail. The next film I saw is another one that I watched on the plane, and that was Nocturnal Animals with Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal. I've been wanting to see this film since it came out in theaters, and the reviews were great. God, when I was watching this movie, I was just like, I had no idea what it was about. I knew it was gonna be something really dark. I really liked it. It is shot so beautifully. Like, it's not something I want to watch again and again, but it's a piece of art that made me feel so many things. It's rated R. It's definitely a piece that you shouldn't watch if you're underage. It's about this artist, and she's kind of lost motivation in her life. And in the mail, she gets this manuscript from her first husband. And the film is her reading this manuscript, and then we're flashing to the actual book. Like, we're seeing the book play out, and it's captivating. You're on edge the entire film because you're trying to figure out how what she's reading correlates to her actual life and what happened between her and her husband. It is excellent. Maybe I would watch it again. Now that I'm talking about it, I really want to watch it again. After the film, I sat there staring at the back of the plane chair for like half an hour just thinking about it. I definitely don't think it's for everyone. As a person who like studied film and who writes stories, it really struck a chord with me. I give the film an A. The next movie I saw this month was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Oh my god, I loved this movie. I laughed, I cried, I cheered, like, it was everything. And I ended up liking Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 even better than Volume 1. I felt all the feelings a lot, and I was just beaming when I came out of the theater. I'm trying to decide if it's my favorite Marvel movie of all time. Avengers is always gonna be really high up for me. I love the first Iron Man. I love Guardians 1, but like Guardians 2, man. I love the new character with the antennas. I love the relationship between the two sisters. Everything was great. A+ for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The next film I saw was The Circle, the movie adaptation of The Circle by Dave Eggers. And we all know that I wanted to see this really bad because I really, really love the book. I know a lot of people in my comments last video said that they were like bored with The Circle and blah, blah, blah when they were reading the book. I really highly recommend the audiobook. You can listen to it while you're doing other things, and it's really a slow burn. Like, it starts to work on your psyche. The experience of listening to the book really puts you in the shoes of the main character, and you see what's happening in such an immersive way when you listen to the audiobook. The movie was so disappointing. Like, I knew it had shitty reviews. It had like a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. They changed the end in the film. Like, it just cancels out everything that the book was trying to do. It ruins the whole point. I don't know if you've watched The Twilight Zone. That's the kind of feel you get in The Circle. And like, they ruined it. At the end of The Circle, you're almost like, are they trying to tell me the exact opposite thing that the book was trying to show? Don't see the movie. And if you do, don't see it unless you've read the book. I'd give the movie a D. It was so surprising to me that Dave Eggers was one of the screenwriters. He was co-writing with someone else. I wonder if they changed it because it wasn't working in like a Hollywood way. It did not do it justice at all. I walked out of there like so mad. Next, I actually watched my first Bollywood film this month, and that was Queen. It's on Netflix, and I had so much fun watching this film. I really love the storyline. I was surprised at the format because I always just imagined that Bollywood films were all musicals, in that like the story would stop and there'd be like a musical number. But in reality, songs will come on just behind the film in Queen. I'm sure it varies from film to film. And I'm really excited to watch more. If you have a favorite Bollywood film recommendation, please leave it in the description below, especially if it's on Netflix, because then it's easy for me to watch. It's just like an area of the film world that I haven't really ever delved into. Queen is about this girl, she's about to get married, and her fiance decides to call off the wedding. She's never really left like her hometown, and she lives with her family, and she had planned this whole big honeymoon in Paris and Amsterdam, and she was so excited to go and have adventures, and she's so devastated, but she decides to go on the honeymoon by herself. It just made me so happy watching her travels, and it kind of felt like a book. Like, it wasn't smushed together. Like, I love that we got to see all her little experiences. I really enjoyed it. It made me really happy. I just had this big smile on my face the whole time. I definitely give Queen an A. I wonder, like, are all Bollywood movies like almost 3 hours? Was it 3 hours? I feel like it was a 3-hour movie. The next film I saw this month was one that isn't out yet at this present moment, but will be out very, very soon. I was super lucky to be able to see it early, and that is Wonder Woman. I had such low expectations going into Wonder Woman because every DC movie since The Dark Knight Rises has been very disappointing, to me at least. And oh my god, I was so pleasantly surprised. The film was just so empowering. It almost felt like a Marvel movie. Like, we were almost there. I laughed, I cried, I was inspired. I loved Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I sat there being so proud. There's only one part of it that I'm like, this could have been different, but like overall, I'm so happy with it. Wonder Woman is so cool. It's just so cool. The third book I read this month was Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. Hold on. Always and Forever Lara Jean by Jenny Han. I actually have about 60 pages left in this book, but I will be finished by the end of May, so it's going in this video, and there will be a book talk for it, so I'll leave the link to that in the description if it's up and ready. I love this series. It's adorable. If you're looking for a happy-making, lovable contemporary, please read these books. And the last movie I saw this month was Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Now, I was very, very excited for this film because I love the Pirates film. I do pretend the fourth one doesn't exist, but 1, 2, and 3, I love those. I've seen them so many times. I love the combination of like the mysterious fantasy elements and the silly lightheartedness of the characters and the score. The first 3 films are driven by the characters. The fourth film was just like, we're not even trying. This script, they had a good story idea, but it was executed half-assed. Like, the dialogue was so on the nose. I just wish it was more focused on the characters instead of like the explosions and the ships and how weird we can make the special effects. I'll forever look at the trilogy as a trilogy. I give the movie a C-. Like, I like the idea behind Kaya's character, and I like the idea behind, like, Barbossa coming back in. Like, I like all the ideas. It's just like they don't care because they know it's gonna make a shitload of money. In this film, Jack has lost what's, like, so great about Jack. He's just like a drunk pirate. But in the first, second, third film, there was this, like, mix of determination and this morally gray guy who jumped off a cliff to save Elizabeth Swann, but also he's, like, this selfish pirate, but there's this part of him that wants to be good, and that back and forth is what I watched for. In these past two films, it's just like, no, he's just like a gross pirate who says funny things sometimes. And those are all the stories I ate this month. I'd love to hear what you have devoured this month, and what was your favorite of the month. I think my favorite, it's hard not to choose Lord of Shadows. I feel like Lord of Shadows or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Please share yours. I'm Christine. You can follow me on Instagram or on Twitter at XTeenMay. I make videos every Tuesday. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye!